Thanks for joining me. You're watching EpicEats with Janet, and on today's episode, we will be making something new. Easy peasy tacos, 3 different ways. We'll be doing nachos and tacos and breakfast burritos. But let me tell you a little bit about what we'll be using today. We will be using our Easy Peasy Taco Mix. This is a complete meal in a bag. It is a meatless pea protein, and because it doesn't need refrigeration, it's perfect to take camping, to take on the trail with you. It's just fantastic, and everything that you need is right in this bag, except for whatever additional things you want to add to it. So let's get started. The ingredients that we'll be using today are, of course, our Easy Peasy Taco Mix. We will need 2 cups of hot water, about 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm using olive oil, but you can use whatever oil you'd like. A little bit of lime juice. Our first dish will be the tacos, so a couple of taco shells, shredded lettuce, chopped up onions, some tomatoes, optional. We'll be whipping up some quick poco picante salsa to go on the side, and of course sour cream and cheese to top our tacos with. The first thing that we're going to do to get started is we need to hydrate this pea protein. So I'm going to open up the bag, get it into a bowl, and add our 2 cups of hot water. Here's what that looks like. And we're going to add our hot water. And we're going to let this set for about 5 minutes. It takes about 5 minutes for this mixture to rehydrate. And then we'll be cooking it on the stove top. But if you wanted to use your campfire, if you were camping or hiking, that would work easily as well. This is a great alternative for those of you who are vegan or gluten-free, or vegetarian as well. This is gluten-free, of course. Everything in our line is gluten-free. So we're going to let this sit for 5 minutes, and while we're waiting, I will be chopping up some of our vegetables that we'll be topping our nachos with and our tacos with as well. While the Easy Peasy Taco is hydrating, well, let's get our vegetables prepped for our tacos. I'm just going to slice up some red onion. You can use any kind of onion you want, or you can omit the onion completely. It all depends on what your preferences are. We don't need a lot, so I'll only be making a couple of tacos today. And we'll chop up some tomatoes to go on top. I love this Pro Prep chef knife. It is super sharp. It's got a nice ceramic blade and a suede handle so it will not slip if your hands get wet, which is very nice. It's also ergonomic. I think we need just a touch more tomato. Alright, so I already have our lettuce all shredded, so that's good to go. Let's take a second to whip up some quick poco picante salsa. What I have here is some diced tomatoes. I've got about a cup of diced tomatoes, and I'm going to add our poco picante seasoning mix here. 2 tablespoons to 1 cup of diced tomatoes. And I'm just going to mix that up, and we'll set that aside and let those spices get nice and soft. Let the flavors meld together. And let's take a look at our mixture here. It's coming along. We've got about 2 more minutes left on this. You need to be very careful when you're working with this mixture so as not to break up these clumps too much. You want it to resemble and have the texture of ground beef that's been mixed. So we're going to just not mix it too much. I just wanted to show you what that looks like as it's rehydrating. So to cook our hydrated meat mixture, we are going to use our wok. Let me just show you this really quickly. We have a beautiful wok, large capacity wok with a nice ceramic coating inside, non-stick ceramic coating, some very rugged handles, and the lid is tempered glass with some rubber gaskets underneath and on top of the handle to keep your hands from getting burned. So that's what we'll be cooking our meat in today, but you can use whatever fry pan, non-stick fry pan you want to use. It's absolutely fine. We are going to just put roughly 3 tablespoons of olive oil in our pan. And I'm going to take this over to the stove now, heat up our oil, and then we'll be putting our meat mixture in. While our oil is heating up, let's take one last look at our mixture here that's all hydrated. You can see those beautiful seasonings in there, red and green. Absolutely gorgeous. It smells amazing. It looks just like seasoned ground beef. However, it is just pea protein. It's amazing. Our oil is all hot, so we're going to go ahead and get our meat cooked now. So I'm adding our meat mixture. So we are going to be cooking this for 5 to 7 minutes, stirring it gently to avoid mashing it, and until the liquid has been absorbed. Our taco mixture is done, so let's grab that off the stove and bring it over here so I can show you. We're going to do our last step, which is just to add a little bit of lime juice. I'm just going to squirt a little bit of lime juice in there, give it a stir, and we'll set this meat aside because the next thing that we'll be doing is cooking some eggs for our breakfast burritos. I don't know about you, but I don't like to do a lot of dishes, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the same wok that we just used for the meat to cook my eggs in. So I'm just going to quickly wipe this out with a paper towel, and you can see how beautifully this non-stick coating cleans. Look at that, with just a wipe of a paper towel. So a little bit of oil. And we're going to crack our eggs right into the pan and whisk them up with our handy dandy little mini whisk, also in our new catalog. And let's get that on the stove to cook. These eggs shouldn't take too long, probably 2 or 3 minutes, if that. So we'll let that burner get hot. And we'll just keep a close eye on those eggs until they're all scrambled. Perfect, those are done. So our salsa's ready, our eggs are done, our meat is done. Let's get everything plated and see how it looks. So there you have it. We used Epicures Easy Peasy Taco Mix to make 3 different meals. Talk about versatile. And all 3 dishes only took about 20 minutes. And that's the great thing about Epicure. We make good food real fast. See you next time. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. For these and many other recipes and meal inspiration, head over to my website, and for a free copy of our newest catalog, leave me your name and contact info and I'll mail one right out to you. Be sure to check out all of my other social media using this link. And if you're interested in hearing more about earning free products and or joining my team and getting paid to eat good food, shoot me an email or find me on any of my social media accounts. I'm looking forward to talking to you really soon.